Well, hello guys, welcome back. You guys seem to ask timely questions. Somebody asked for a Nori video today, and I checked my channel. If you ever want to see if I made a video on something, just go to my channel, type it into that search box, that magnifying glass, and it will bring up everything that I've done. Some results, the results nearest the top are going to obviously be more on topic. So, I watched my Nori video, and then I watched my Mammon video. And I really got off track with Mammon, and that's my fault. There's two things to know about working with Mammon that I totally forgot. One, when you ask for something, you have to know what you want. Absolutely know what you want, and ask for it thinking you deserve it. Not kind of hoping you deserve it. Not thinking, I really don't deserve this, but I'll ask for it, knowing you absolutely deserve it. Knowing you absolutely want it, and you deserve it. And the second thing is, Mammon says no a lot of the time. And when you get a string of repeated no's, after a while you start to think, well, this is an ineffective demon, he never does anything. He says no a lot more times than he says yes, which is one of the challenges to working with him. And I'm getting a slightly ruffled energy, but we were starting to work well together. We were starting to make progress, and then he started to say no on things because even, most people can outspend Mammon's ability to generate wealth quite easily. I could do it in 1 hour. And we all know I could. I could outspend him in, like an hour's time. It wouldn't even take me that. It would just take me like 15 minutes to a half hour in the Steam store. I could outspend him. And, so we started having a lot of arguments because I wanted generation way up here, and that is not where Mammoth feels it needs to be. And I'm like, well, I want to be able to do X, Y, and Z. This is what I keep telling you. This is what I want. Well, we're renegotiating. We're renegotiating. I said, this is what I want. X, Y, and Z is what I really want. And I want this and I want that as well. Now, whether or not I'm going to see any of this stuff, time will tell. And we have to be civil to each other in the meantime. He will tend to be generous at times, and he even took me back. I was surprised to the Steam sale, last night because, I was waiting for the refund, waiting for that refund, waiting for that refund. It wasn't coming through, and they gave like a last call little banner on the thing. So I was like, you know what? It's only $2. I know this is how my finances get where they are. I went in and I got some games I had promised Asmodeus. Remember I took 2 games back? Well, I found 2 more I knew he really liked too, and this is it. This is it for his, getting spoiled. And because these are the games that are supposed to hold me until the winter sale, this is it. Everything I got, all the craziness I did, this is what's going to have to hold me until, the winter sale, because I've been told no more. We'll see how well I hold on to that. But, Mamiam was being realistic with me. With COVID still being a pretty active thing, and with my heat intolerance, it's not like I'm going to be going out the rest of the month, and it's not like I'm going to go out in August or September, pretty much. So that's not going to be an issue, going out and buying fast food and going out and buying eggs and everything like that, because I will get, I can get heat sick even in the house with the air on. So, we talked about that, and we talked about what Mama was comfortable with. But, we kind of damaged a relationship because I started to demand at a higher level than he was willing to produce. Shut up, Loki. And he can be obstinate and put the brakes on, and he's going to refuse to move. He's going to balk, and he's not going to do anything. And that doesn't work with me. If I ask you for something, I actually wanted it done 3 years ago. I'm a Gemini. We're notoriously impatient. We can be entertainers, but we're really bad at being in business because we want it yesterday. We want it done now. In fact, do it yesterday is when we wanted it done. We wanted it done before we thought to ask you is when we wanted it done. And we're really bad in a way at having businesses. We can be entertainers, which technically is what I am, running a YouTube channel, but we can't really be in business because we don't have the patience for it. So he is, reassessing things, and I'm reassessing things too. He's usually oversold, especially by people that fangirl all over him. He will be oversold, and they will say he will give you everything you want. I can tell you from the last 6 months, he will not give you everything you want. You will hear no sometimes a lot more often than you hear yes, and then it starts to damage your relationship because you're like, hey, this is your deal. You're supposed to be the demon of I want it and I want it now and I think I deserve it. What are you doing? Why aren't you coming through? And we're renegotiating right now. And he refuses to leave, so we have to renegotiate. Inari though is watching them. He kinda went haywire because I just went haywire as well, and sometimes you can do that with any kind of relationship, whether it's like with a god like Loki or it's with an old god turned demon like Asmodeus or it's with Mammon. You can both go haywire. And I was getting frustrated and angry because I wasn't getting the results I wanted as fast as I wanted them, and then he balked, and then everything was no, and then we were yelling at each other, and it didn't work out too well. So we're going to try again, and that is it. They got back in. Welling Demon Kittens got back in, but we're just going to have to restart from zero because, we both went off the rails crazy, and 2020 is not going to be the year anyone's going to come through too easily for you. They'll do okay, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be the year anyone's going to come through. I apologized to all of them last night. I said, I know I lost sight of how I should treat the demons and how I should treat the gods and that, but in my defense, I'm human. I said I'm human, and after a while we get sick and tired of waiting, and we get sick and tired of, wanting this and that and the other, and hearing everybody else bragging on how the gods gave them all this stuff and the gods gave them all that stuff while we're still waiting for like the first thing we asked for. So, it's been a hard year for all of us, I think, and some of our relationships with our gods might have went sideways because, we're frustrated and tired of waiting. And they know that. They know that. But 2020 is a hard year. Have a little more patience. And I'm talking to myself there because I have zero patience. If I ask for something, like I say, I want whatever, I want it to start moving now, right the instant I ask. I don't want them to have to go think about it or tell me you'll get it in a while or for it to take a year to show up. I want it now. I want to know. So it's actually a challenge to work with. So, I just figured I'd apologize to you guys. Half the problems I had with Mammon was I was just done waiting and I was really pissed off. And instead of seeing the small incremental things he was doing, because he will do some things, I was seeing everything he wasn't doing and I was taking it out on him. And he doesn't take well to being, dressed down. He figures he's the boss. And, we just started screaming at each other and it wasn't good. And he was screaming at me that if you saw when I took down everything that if I only did this or did that, because he was frustrated because he wasn't moving at the speed I wanted him to. And I was pissed off at him because I thought he should be moving and he was just being obstinate, not working on purpose. And yeah, we just screamed at each other a lot, but that can happen. Mammon gets really oversold. He does okay with me. He doesn't do great. He doesn't fail all the time, as I started looking at it, but he doesn't succeed all the time either. And you have to remember that going in with any god. No god's going to give you 100% yes all the time. I don't care how wonderful somebody makes him sound. They're not going to do it. And Mammon's no different than anyone else. He will do unexpectedly kind things, but mostly you're going to hear no. You're going to want to spend the money on something, like say we get that second stimulus check, which I think is never going to happen, but say we do. He's going to say no, because he's going to know that I'm going to, like, whatever amount it'll be, like, set aside so much for games or set aside so much for fast food. He's going to say no. I will be surprised if he says yes, but it depends on how it works out. If one, we have to get a check. Two, I have to qualify for it. Three, I have to get it. So there's a lot that has to happen before I would actually, get, say, that check and then be free to spend it. But, he is okay to work with. He's not the endless wealth and success generator that people make him sound out to be. If you push him too fast, too far, he's going to balk and shut down. I will tell you that right now. And that's what happened. He balked and he shut down and he was resentful and he wasn't going to move until I apologized and gave him time to work. And I was just getting angrier and angrier with him because he wasn't moving, but that was on both of us. We did end up going back to the steam cell. I think I told you guys. Did I tell you this take? I don't know. I've been here for a couple hours. And we did that because we know with COVID and with my heat intolerance, I'm not going to be going out for a couple months. So, in all practicality, if I do indulge a little at the steam cell, I'm not going to be indulging next month or the month after going out whenever. So, and I know that. I wanted to go out yesterday actually because we had a break. We finally had a storm and the weather cooled down. I wanted to go out for a burger in the worst way, and he's like, "Guess who's been going to the steam cell?" So, it was a no. It was a no. There's no one secret to unlocking wealth with him. I know people will say there is, and it's not if you believe enough or you get yourself worked up or you demand stuff or you scream stuff at him or you give him gold or silver jewelry. It's just he's either going to do it or he's not. And nothing you put on the altar and nothing you scream at him or nothing you promise him or anything else going to make him move any faster. If he says no, he absolutely says no. If you push, he'll balk and shut down. Then he won't do anything. So, I hope you guys like what you see. And if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you later. Bye bye.